Hey guys, this is a Lunar Acro demonstration and instructional on bat pose. Straddle bats is when the legs are out wide, so take the legs straight, feet stay heavy. A tendency is the legs will come up, and so then they start to pull off the feet, so the flyer needs to keep the feet down. And there's many ways to get into straddle bat or bats, and that's beyond what we're doing now, so research that and make sure you're really stable here. You know you're stable because you can bounce their feet and they're not moving around. The back of my knees, I like to kind of rest on the back of the flyer's shoulders. It's super important that the flyer is relaxed here. Even though it's one of the most overused techniques is tractioning, it's still a useful thing. You just want to traction really gently. So I'm just going to, under the ridge of her head, I just kind of plant my fingertips there and relax. Yeah. And I don't even need to pull very much. It's just having the fingers there. Her breath, or the flyer's breath, will elongate her own spine. Yeah? Felt that? You just got like an inch taller. Then a useful technique is a little back bend. So this is all for the upper chest. I just scoop under the shoulders and I'm going to pigeon knee or knock my knees together. So they're not bending like in a track, they're bending in towards the midline of her back, which takes, I need my feet to turn in to be able to do that. You can see that on the film? That my knees are kind of bending inwards. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so now here, I cup around the top of her chest, like the chest-shoulder region, and as I bend my knees, I pull her shoulders up and back. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Keep the feet heavy. Good. And now the counter pose to this would be the plow pose. Stay relaxed, I'll do it all. So I'm going to cup under her head and plant the heel of my hands at the base of her skull. It looks like kind of a risky pose, but it's very stable and it feels great. If it's too much for the flyer, she can just say less, more, down, thumbs up. That's a good sign. Sometimes very, very gently. Be cautious with this, but sometimes I'll even just gently shake the head just to help their neck release. Now here, I may bend my knees and elbows. This is just a little tip. And so I can take the forearm bones into the neck, into the trapezius there. So I'm lowering her onto my forearms. And as much as I can, I want this to be lazy. So my arms are resting on my chest and my knees are resting on my arms. So everything's just kind of resting on itself. So it's as little effort as possible for me. And then I lower the head down, I don't just drop it. And maybe now I just do a little bit more traction. Which is just place the finger and the thumb under the head and let her own breath elongate her. Good. Does that feel good? Good. Drop your tongue. And now the easy exit is if she bends her knees, comes to bat, and grabs her ankles. I'm just going to push on the shoulders straight towards her hips, and that lifts her off my feet. As I do that, my knees are buckling, so they're bending in, and I'm going to lift and take one foot off and place it on the back. Yeah? So I push up, my knees are buckled inside into the middle of her back, and the feet both come to the back. Now she's on the shins. There's so much more we can do. I'm just going to show the dismount. I take her down. I lean back as much as I can so the dismount's super soft. And then with practice, we just make that as graceful as possible. Yeah. Any insights from you or your experience?
The more I thought about loosening my shoulders, the better everything felt.
Yeah, definitely.
Releasing that.
Yeah, it's common, and we all do it. I do it when you're flying. That you hold a little bit, and it's natural to do that because it's not natural to let someone else kind of balance you. Like no animals do that. So you're always going to have a little bit of inclination to hold. And you know, I would say for bases, communicate more, talk more. As a base, let the flyer know that you're with it, that you're not looking off somewhere else. Just be talking to your flyer, and that will help them relax. So I hope you found this helpful. And I should go ahead and mention that Academy of Aerial Fitness in El Paso, Texas, in early February, February 3rd, there's going to be a Lunar Acro event. So if you're in that area, definitely come check it out. And I'll see you next time. Namaste.